Welcome back, treasure hunters and coin collectors. If you love the thrill of searching through your spare change, today's video is going to be an exciting one. We're diving deep into a piece of American numismatic history, the 1967 United States Roosevelt dime. This little coin, which may seem ordinary at first glance, could be hiding a surprising value. Some rare versions of this dime have sold for incredible amounts, and today, we're going to uncover what makes them so special. Stay with us until the very end, because you won't believe just how much one of these dimes could be worth. The Roosevelt dime has been a key part of U.S. currency since 1946, replacing the Mercury dime. It was introduced to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, one of America's most influential presidents. Roosevelt was not only a leader during the Great Depression and World War II, but he also played a major role in the fight against polio. His association with the March of Dimes made the 10-cent coin a fitting tribute to his legacy. The 1967 Roosevelt dime is part of a unique period in U.S. coinage history. Unlike most other years, coins from 1965 to 1967 were not produced with mint marks. This was due to the U.S. Mint's efforts to discourage coin hoarding during a nationwide coin shortage. That means whether your dime was struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, there's no mint mark to indicate where it came from. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 1967 dime. On the obverse, or front, of the coin, you'll see a left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt. The word "Liberty" is inscribed above his head, while "In God We Trust" is placed just below his chin. The year 1967 is positioned to the right. Flipping the coin over, the reverse side features a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty. On either side of the torch, there's an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch signifying strength. Surrounding the design, you'll find the words "United States of America" at the top and "1 dime" at the bottom. Just below the torch, the Latin phrase "E pluribus unum" is engraved, meaning "out of many, one." So, what makes the 1967 Roosevelt dime so valuable? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and minting errors. While millions of 1967 dimes were produced, only a handful have been preserved in top-tier condition. The condition of a coin is crucial in determining its value. A dime that has been in circulation for decades will likely show signs of wear, such as scratches, discoloration, and fading details. However, a 1967 dime that has remained in pristine condition, especially one graded as mint state, MS, or proof, can be worth far more than face value, but the real excitement comes from error coins. Some of the most valuable 1967 dimes contain minting mistakes that make them one of a kind. Here are some of the rarest errors collectors are searching for. Double die obverse, DDO. This occurs when the coin's design is stamped twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the text or Roosevelt's portrait. These are highly sought after by collectors. Off-center strikes. If the coin was misaligned during minting, part of the design may be missing or shifted. The greater the off-center misalignment, the more valuable the coin can be. Missing clad layer. Since dimes are made with a copper core and a nickel coating, some were struck without their outer clad layer, revealing the copper beneath. These rare error coins stand out and can be extremely valuable. Full bands, FB, designation. On high-quality dimes, the bands on the torch on the reverse side should be fully separated and well-defined. Coins that meet this full bands criteria can command higher prices. If you think you have a valuable 1967 dime, there are a few ways to check. First, examine the coin closely under a good light source and look for doubling in the letters or image, which may indicate a double die error. Next, weigh the coin. A standard dime should weigh about 2.27 grams. If yours is significantly lighter or heavier, it could be an error variety. Lastly, inspect the edges for missing clad layers or unusual coloration. If your dime looks special, consider having it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for. If you own a rare 1967 Roosevelt dime in near-perfect mint state condition or one with a rare error, it could be worth an astonishing $33,000, that's right, $33,000 for a single dime. It's incredible to think that something so small, often overlooked, could hold such immense value. So, before you spend that old dime, take a closer look. You might just be holding a hidden fortune. Today, we're going to talk about an often overlooked yet incredibly valuable coin, the 1977 United States Roosevelt dime. This small yet significant coin could be worth a fortune if you find the right one. Stay tuned until the very end because you won't believe just how much one of these dimes can be worth. The Roosevelt dime has been a staple of American currency since 1946. It was introduced to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a leader known not only for his role in guiding the nation through the Great Depression and World War II but also for his dedication to the fight against polio. The connection between Roosevelt and the March of Dimes made this coin a fitting tribute to his legacy. The 1977 Roosevelt dime was minted during a time of economic shifts in the United States. While it may look like an ordinary coin, some rare versions of this dime have become highly sought after by collectors. With millions of these dimes struck at various U.S. mint facilities, most of them are still in circulation today. However, a few rare errors in high-quality specimens have skyrocketed in value, making this coin one to watch out for. Let's take a closer look at the design of the 1977 dime. On the front, or obverse side, you'll see a left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt. The word Liberty is inscribed above his head, while In God We Trust is located just below his chin. The year 1977 is found to the right of his portrait, and if your dime was minted in Denver or San Francisco, you'll see a small D or S mint mark near the date. Flipping the coin over to the reverse side, you'll find an elegant and symbolic design. In the center, there's a torch representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength. The words United States of America curve around the top, while one dime is inscribed at the bottom. Just below the torch, you'll also find the Latin phrase E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. Now, what makes a 1977 Roosevelt dime so valuable? While millions of these dimes were produced, only a handful have been found in top condition or with rare minting errors. Condition plays a major role in a coin's value. If a 1977 dime has been well preserved and remains in near-perfect condition, it can be worth much more than its face value. Coins that are graded as mint state, MS, or proof, PR, with minimal scratches, strong luster, and sharp details will always command higher prices in the collector's market. Beyond condition, error coins are what truly set some 1977 dimes apart. Here are a few of the most valuable error types. Double die obverse, DDO. This error happens when the coin's design is stamped twice, causing a slight overlapping or doubling effect on Roosevelt's portrait or the inscriptions. These rare dimes can fetch high prices from collectors. Off-center strikes. When a coin is misaligned during the minting process, part of the design can be shifted or even missing. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. Missing clad layer. Roosevelt dimes are made from a copper core with a nickel coating. However, some 1977 dimes were mistakenly struck without their outer clad layer, leaving the copper core exposed. These error coins stand out with their unique coloration and can be extremely valuable. Full bands, FB, designation. On the reverse side, the bands around the torch should be well defined and fully separated. If a 1977 dime meets the full bands criteria, its value can increase significantly. If you think you might have a rare or valuable 1977 dime, there are a few steps you should take to evaluate its worth. Start by examining it under a bright light to check for doubling, missing details, or any unusual coloration. Weighing your dime can also reveal whether it has a missing clad layer. Standard dimes should weigh about 2.27 grams. If yours is significantly different, you may have something special. To get an accurate value, consider having your dime professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. A high-grade or error dime certified by one of these companies can significantly increase its resale value in the collector's market. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for. If you happen to own a rare 1977 Roosevelt dime in mint condition or one with a special error, it could be worth an incredible $43,000, that's right, $43,000 for a single dime. It's truly amazing to think that something so small, something you might find in your pocket or an old jar of change, could hold such immense value. This just goes to show that rare coins are still out there waiting to be discovered, so, before you spend that old dime, take a moment to check it. You might just be holding onto a hidden treasure. We're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins to talk about the 1990 United States Roosevelt dime. While it may seem like just another ordinary coin, some rare variations and high-quality specimens have made this dime an absolute treasure in the collector's market. Stay tuned until the very end, because you won't believe just how valuable this coin can be. The Roosevelt dime has been a part of American currency since 1946, created to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. His leadership through the Great Depression and World War II left a lasting legacy, and his commitment to fighting polio made the dime, closely tied to the March of Dimes, a fitting tribute. Over the years, the Roosevelt dime has remained in circulation, with its design staying largely the same, except for minor changes and minting variations. The 1990 Roosevelt dime was struck in massive quantities at multiple U.S. mint facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While millions of these dimes were produced for everyday transactions, only a few rare versions have captured the attention of serious coin collectors. Some of these coins have unique errors, while others have been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, making them highly desirable in the numismatic world. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this remarkable coin. On the obverse, or front side, you'll find a left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Above his head, the word Liberty is boldly inscribed, while In God We Trust appears just below his chin. The year 1990 is placed near the bottom, and depending on where the coin was minted, you may see a small mint mark, a P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or an S for San Francisco, right next to the year. Flipping the coin over, the reverse side showcases a powerful and symbolic design. At the center, you'll see a lit torch, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch symbolizing strength. The words United States of America arc across the top, while one dime is inscribed at the bottom. Just below the torch, the Latin phrase E pluribus unum appears, meaning out of many, one. While the 1990 Roosevelt dime might look like any other dime in circulation, certain factors can make it incredibly valuable. One of the biggest factors is condition. Coins that have remained untouched, showing no signs of wear or damage, are classified as mint state and can be worth significantly more than their circulated counterparts. If a 1990 dime has retained its original luster, has sharp details, and no scratches or marks, it can be highly sought after by collectors. Another major factor that affects the value of this coin is mint errors. Error coins are unique because they result from mistakes during the minting process, making them one-of-a-kind collectibles. Some of the most valuable error types for the 1990 Roosevelt dime include double die obverse, DDO. This occurs when the design is accidentally stamped twice, causing noticeable doubling in areas like Roosevelt's face, the inscriptions, or the date. Coins with this error can fetch high prices. Off-center strikes. If a coin isn't properly aligned during minting, part of the design may be missing or shifted. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. Missing clad layer. Roosevelt dimes are made with a copper core and a nickel outer layer. Some 1990 dimes were mistakenly struck without the top nickel layer, exposing the copper and giving them a distinctive appearance. These coins are incredibly rare and valuable. Full bands, FB, designation. On the reverse side, the torch has small bands around it. If these bands are fully defined and unbroken, the coin receives a full bands designation, which makes it even more valuable to collectors. If you suspect you might have a rare or valuable 1990 Roosevelt dime, there are a few steps you should take to determine its worth. First, examine it closely under a magnifying glass or a bright light. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, missing layers, or any unusual features. Weighing the coin can also help. Standard dimes should weigh about 2.27 grams, so if yours is significantly different, it could be an error coin. For an accurate assessment, consider sending your coin to a professional grading service such as PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. Having your dime graded by an expert can greatly increase its value, especially if it is a high-quality specimen or a rare error variety. And now, for the part you've been waiting for. If you happen to own a rare 1990 Roosevelt dime in perfect condition or one with a special mint error, it could be worth an astounding $53,000, that's right, $53,000 for a single dime. It's amazing to think that something so small, something that might be hiding in an old jar or at the bottom of a drawer, could be worth a life-changing amount of money. This is why checking your spare change can be so exciting. Rare coins are still out there, just waiting to be found, so, before you spend that next dime, take a moment to examine it. You never know, you might just be holding a hidden treasure in the palm of your hand. Diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, and we have something truly special for you, the 1991 United States Roosevelt dime. While it may look like an ordinary piece of change, some rare variations of this coin have fetched shocking amounts in the collector's market. So, stick around until the end because you won't believe just how much this little dime could be worth. The Roosevelt dime has been a staple of American currency since 1946, honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt, one of the most influential leaders in U.S. history. His efforts to lead the country through the Great Depression and World War II left an unforgettable legacy, and his connection to the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio made this coin a fitting tribute. Over the years, the design has remained largely unchanged, but certain years, like 1991, have unique characteristics that make them highly sought after by collectors. The 1991 Roosevelt dime was minted at multiple locations, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of these dimes were meant for circulation, meaning they were used in everyday transactions and suffered wear and tear over time. However, a few rare versions, whether due to minting errors or their pristine, uncirculated condition, have become treasures in the world of numismatics. Let's take a closer look at the design of this incredible coin. On the obverse, or front side, you'll see a left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Above his head, the word Liberty is boldly inscribed, while In God We Trust is placed just below his chin. The year 1991 is engraved near the bottom, and if the coin was minted in Denver or Philadelphia, you'll find a small mint mark next to the year, P for Philadelphia and D for Denver. The San Francisco minted coins bear an S and are proof coins, specially struck with extra detail for collectors. Flipping the coin over, the reverse side features a beautifully symbolic design. At the center, you'll find a torch, representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch symbolizing peace and an oak branch standing for strength. Surrounding this design are the inscriptions United States of America at the top and One Dime at the bottom. Just below the torch, you'll notice the phrase E pluribus unum, a Latin motto meaning out of many, one. While millions of these dimes were produced, only a handful have become extremely valuable due to special characteristics. One of the biggest factors that determine the value of a 1991 Roosevelt dime is its condition. Coins that have remained in uncirculated, pristine condition, without any scratches, wear, or damage, are graded as mint state and can fetch much higher prices than worn-out versions. The highest quality specimens are often those that were never used in circulation and kept in protective cases. Another major factor is mint errors. Error coins are highly collectible because they are unique and rare, making them stand out from the rest. Some of the most valuable errors found in the 1991 Roosevelt dime include double die obverse, DDO. This occurs when the coin's design is accidentally struck twice, causing a noticeable doubling effect on the inscriptions or Roosevelt's portrait. A strong doubling can make a dime incredibly valuable. Off-center strikes. When a coin isn't properly aligned during the minting process, the design can be shifted, with parts missing. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. Missing clad layer. Roosevelt dimes are made with a copper core and a nickel outer layer. Some 1991 dimes were mistakenly struck without the top nickel layer, revealing the copper underneath. These error coins are rare and highly sought after. Full bands, FB, designation. On the reverse, the torch has small bands wrapped around it. If these bands are fully defined and unbroken, the coin receives a full bands designation, increasing its value significantly. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare and valuable 1991 dimes? The first step is to carefully examine your coin under a magnifying glass. Look for doubling, missing layers, or any unusual features. You can also weigh the coin. A standard dime should weigh about 2.27 grams, so if yours is significantly different, it might be an error coin. If you believe you have a special 1991 Roosevelt dime, the best thing you can do is have it professionally graded by a service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. A certified grade not only verifies its authenticity but can also dramatically increase its value. Now, for the moment you've been waiting for. If you happen to own a rare 1991 Roosevelt dime in perfect condition or one with a unique mint error, it could be worth an astonishing $63,000, that's right, $63,000 for a single dime. Imagine finding one of these in your pocket change or an old coin collection. This is why checking your spare change can be so rewarding. There are still rare coins out there, just waiting to be discovered. Before you spend your next dime, take a moment to inspect it. You might just be holding a hidden gem worth a fortune. Diving into a fascinating discovery, an ordinary-looking United States $1 dime from 1987 that could be far more valuable than you think. Some rare variations and errors of this coin have been sold for staggering amounts. So, make sure you watch until the very end because you won't believe just how much one of these dimes can be worth. The Roosevelt dime has been an essential part of American currency since 1946. It was introduced to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. His strong leadership and dedication to public service made him one of the most respected presidents in U.S. history. The connection between Roosevelt and the fight against polio through the March of Dimes campaign made this coin a fitting tribute. Over the decades, the Roosevelt dime has remained relatively unchanged, but certain years, like 1987, have produced coins with rare characteristics that make them highly sought after by collectors. Let's start by looking at the design of the 1987 Roosevelt dime. On the obverse, or front side, of the coin, you'll find a left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Above his head, the word Liberty is inscribed, while In God We Trust appears just below his chin. The year 1987 is placed near the bottom, along with a small mint mark to indicate where the coin was struck. If you find a P, it means the coin was minted in Philadelphia. A D means it was minted in Denver, while an S indicates it was part of a special proof set from the San Francisco Mint. Now, flipping the coin over to the reverse side, we see an iconic design featuring a torch, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch symbolizing strength. Encircling the design are the words United States of America at the top and $1 dime at the bottom. Just below the torch, the Latin phrase E pluribus unum is engraved, meaning out of many, one. This classic design has remained consistent for decades, but certain 1987 dimes have some unique features that set them apart. So, what makes the 1987 Roosevelt dime so special in the world of coin collecting? The biggest factors that determine a dime's value are its condition, rarity, and any minting errors. A coin that has remained in uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used for everyday transactions, will always be worth more. Coins graded as mint state by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC fetch the highest prices. The most desirable ones are those with no scratches, no signs of wear, and a strong, detailed strike, but beyond condition, the real value comes from errors and rare variations. Some 1987 dimes were struck with unique mistakes that make them one-of-a-kind treasures. Here are a few examples: double die obverse, DDO, a rare error where the coin's design appears doubled, especially in the lettering or Roosevelt's portrait. These are highly collectible because they are easy to spot and unique to certain minting batches. Off-center strikes, when a coin isn't properly aligned during the minting process, part of the design may be missing or shifted. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. No mintmark error. Some dimes, particularly those that were meant for proof sets, were mistakenly struck without a mintmark. These no mintmark dimes can be incredibly valuable. Clad layer missing. Roosevelt dimes are made with a copper core and a nickel outer layer. If the nickel layer is missing, the copper underneath is exposed, giving the coin a distinct look. These error coins are highly sought after. Full bands, FB, designation. On the reverse side, the bands on the torch should be fully visible and well defined. Coins with a strong full bands designation are significantly more valuable than those with weak or worn-down details. If you suspect you have a rare 1987 Roosevelt dime, the best way to determine its true value is to have it professionally graded. Grading services like PCGS and NGC can certify its authenticity and assign it a quality grade, which can make all the difference when selling or buying rare coins. So, how much could a rare 1987 Roosevelt dime be worth? If you're lucky enough to own a 1987 Roosevelt dime in perfect uncirculated condition or one with a rare error, it could be worth an astonishing $23,000, that's right, $23,000 for a single dime. This is why checking your spare change and old coin collections is so important. You never know when you might come across a hidden treasure worth a small fortune. Before you spend your next dime, take a closer look. It could be a valuable gem waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on future discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting.